The gentlewoman from California is recognized.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, I rise with great pride to pay tribute to a very distinguished American, a longtime member of the congressional staff, in fact, a person who has served the Congress for 38 years as a member of the staff, 30 of it for George Miller, 8 as my assistant in the leadership office, John Lawrence. I'm happy to pay tribute to him. I'm sad because John will be, I don't know if the word is retiring, but he will be leaving service in the Capitol. He has always been a great proponent of science, technology, and innovation, and as he concludes his service to the House, it is only fitting to cite the words of Alfred Lord Tennyson as inscribed on the walls of the House Science and Technology Committee. Quote, "For I dipped into the future, far as human eyes could see, saw the vision of the world and all the wonder that would be." Over nearly 4 decades serving the Congress, John has always kept his sights and his vision firmly on the future. He believed and he knew that the future is about investing in our children, supporting working families, strengthening the middle class. He knew that the future is about protecting our environment and preserving our planet for generations to come. John knew that the future of the House is strengthened by fellow staff members working in a bipartisan way. John has always respected the role.
The gentlewoman would suspend.
John has always.
The House is not in order. Now, the gentlewoman continues.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. John has always respected the role played by our staffs on the Education Committee and on the Natural Resources Committee in the offices of the Democratic leader and as my role as Speaker of the House and as our distinguished Speaker's role as Speaker today. Indeed, the staff look to him for leadership just as members look to him for guidance. In that spirit, this afternoon, my colleagues, the Speaker, thank you, Mr. Speaker, for making this possible. The Speaker and I will honor John Lawrence with the John W. McCormick Award of Excellence, on which, as declared by former then Majority Leader Carl Albert in 1970, quote, "The name of the House employee who performs the most valuable service for the House will be inscribed." What a fitting tribute to John Lawrence's 38 years of valuable service, extraordinary leadership, and dedication to the future. We've had the privilege of honoring in a bipartisan way other members of the staff in the Congress, and John's name will bring luster to that list. Colleagues, please join me in thanking a dear friend, my former Chief of Staff, John Lawrence, and now I yield to the Speaker of the House, Mr. Boehner.
Well, this is a day of mixed emotions for the House. John Lawrence, his retirement means that we're losing a faithful public servant, one of our own. But we can all agree that John deserves some time off after 38 years of working here in the House. And for those of you that may not know John, he is currently the longest-serving staffer in the House. John and I have known each other for a long time, since going back to my days as chairman of the Education and Workforce Committee. And I can safely say that it really didn't matter whether we were on the same side of the page or whether we had opposing views. He always handled it in the same way, with class and integrity. A real stand-up guy. And that didn't make John just didn't make an asset to George Miller, but also was a great asset to Leader Pelosi. And but it made him a great asset, I think, for the House as a whole and to the American people. So I know all of my colleagues and I want to say to John, thank you for all of your service to this House. We're sorry to see you go, but we want to wish you and your family the best in the future. Congratulations.
With the Speaker's permission, I acknowledge Elijah Lawrence, who's the teenage son of John Lawrence, and Deborah Lawrence, who's with us in the chamber. Thank you, Mr. Speaker. With that, Madam Speaker, I yield back time. Thank you.
The gentlewoman